Hey guys, welcome to our new podcast channel. All right, guys, so we're calling this podcast channel or the podcast Must Be Nice.
Must be nice.
There's a lot of reasons why we're calling it Must Be Nice. One, because it's shady and I kind of like that. Like we kind of say like, oh, you know, you guys can have abs if you just do portion control, right? And you're like, yeah, it must be nice. Yeah, it might work for you, but it doesn't work for us like that. So it's like that. Must be nice. We say it all the time. Also, I feel like this is an insider look at our lives. This is like an unfiltered conversation here. We're talking about babies today. Mm-hmm. We haven't really pre-gamed. This isn't scripted here.
This is not scripted.
We're just
There's
going.
no notebooks today, no notes.
So while you guys might think we have everything figured out, it must be nice, this is how we really feel. Like, you know, our lives are a fucking mess. You know what I mean? So it's like kind of like a double meaning here. That's what we're going for. It must be nice. Hope you guys like it.
Yeah.
That's the name of the podcast.
Must be nice.
But today's video, we're talking about babies.
Family. I like to say starting a family. You like to say babies.
We have family currently. I'm not starting a new. I have family. I have a mom. I have a sister. Not a daughter. I have a mom. I have a sister. I have brothers.
What you have is, did you put dry shampoo in your hair right before we started?
I did. Why is it white?
You got a whole white streak going on the side of your head. The other side, please.
Well, it's not on camera, so it's fine. Oh, shit.
Wait, can you just show, please? Like how... I was like, oh, wow, he got this really strong, like, gray patch coming in. That's cute.
Is it gone?
And then, yeah, it's gone.
I'm actually trying out a new dry shampoo now that we're talking about it, but that's not for today's podcast.
Okay, well, that one maybe...
Don't do this one. That's what you're saying. I actually liked it up until that moment. Okay, so...
Starting a family. I feel like this is more a conversation about starting a family. I don't know, just all aspects about it, you know, talking about pressures of starting a family. Now, you did a Q&A. You put a Q&A on Instagram last night, and this topic in general is something, not that it makes me nervous to talk about, but I feel like it's like opening a door.
What, to crazy people or what? What are you saying?
No, it's like you probably don't get the same questions that I do, like why the hell don't you have kids yet?
Not yet, no.
You know, like I feel like maybe you don't get the same kind of questions that I do.
Mm-hmm.
I've kind of avoided talking about it online because it can feel very invasive.
Yeah.
And it's almost like expected. And it's like, why? Well, why don't you?
So
what else are you doing with your life?
Let's jump right into it.
Why don't you have kids yet?
Let's jump right into it then, because so that was number one question was, how do you feel about pressure with, like, I guess some people have family pressure.
Yeah.
You might have family and social media pressure. So I don't know if you want to start with one or the other, but I mean, let's talk about social media pressure. People leave baby comments all the time. Mm-hmm. Does that still happen to you?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I feel like anytime I do Q&A or like interactive stuff, it's like I'll just get the baby emoji and a question mark.
I feel like anytime you say I have a new announcement or something, it's like, oh, baby.
I can say I don't feel good or I feel sick, and it's just like, you're pregnant.
Someone said that to me
You're absolutely pregnant.
You know what? Yesterday when I said I had decision fatigue, they said, oh, you must be pregnant. I thought it was kind of funny.
So imagine getting that for like,
when it's not
all the time,
yeah,
you know, and it's like funny, right? It was funny that you probably laughed.
It's not funny when you actually,
It gets to be a little bit overwhelming when you feel like it happens all the time. And it's like, I can't just not want to eat that.
Yeah.
You know, it's got to be that I'm pregnant.
Yeah.
It's a very personal thing. I feel like not everybody wants to talk about when they plan on starting a family online.
I will say for me, where I'm at with family planning is it's all over the place.
Yeah.
Some days it's like, yeah, it sounds like a great idea. And then some days it's terrifying.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, I might be into it, but it's also like, yeah, there's other wheels going on here. It's not just like, oh, so-and-so from Louisiana wants me to have a baby. I guess, why am I not having a baby right now? All right, let's just go down the list of questions, the most popular questions.
Okay.
Do you want to have kids?
I do. I would like to have kids. I would like to know somebody that has kids so I can give them gifts.
Okay.
You know?
So you want to be like a relative, a cool aunt.
I would like to be a cool aunt. But I mean, I do want to have kids one day, but it's a huge, I feel like we're already like barely holding on right now.
Okay, so this is another thing. We haven't actually, so Katy and I have had this conversation several times, I think, right? We've had the baby talk before.
Yeah.
But it's been a while.
It has been a while.
So we're actually doing this in real time.
You know why it's been a while?
Why?
Because we got Mike.
Oh yeah, Mike fucking ruined everything. I will say, if we want to have kids soon, we got to stop collecting dogs. Yeah. Like it has to end. Yeah, it's almost like, damn, how are we gonna do this? But hopefully, I guess like if you watched our last podcast, work-life balance. hopefully we're, bringing in more help to where it's not just us and we can have personal time. I feel like we've already kind of had a little bit of personal time. Maybe not the past.
We did pretty good week 1.
Yeah. Week 1, we did good.
Week 1, we did good. Just throwing it out there. We're doing a week 1 follow-up right now.
Yeah. We did pretty good, I think.
Yeah.
I felt like we watched a bunch of shows together. We actually got some couch time and like chilled. It was cool. It was nice. I liked it.
Yeah. I've watched everything on Netflix though, is the problem.
So hopefully, I think once we have that balance, it'll be easier to bring a kid in. I know everybody says like, okay, this is the other thing I want to talk about. Can I talk about this shit?
Go for it.
People always say you're never ready. That's like, I'm sure people are leaving that comment right now. Oh, you're never ready. You just got to dive in. I fucking totally disagree with that shit. Wrong. I think that's wrong as fuck. I think it's so, I guess you can never fully prepare for how difficult it is or the challenges, I'm sure. I don't think there's any way to train for that. But I do feel like you can be more prepared.
You can be more prepared.
Yeah, I think you can have better resources in place. Like maybe we have Cran living down here. I feel like that is better than what we had a year ago or 2 years ago. I don't know how long Cran's been here, but
She's been here for like 3 years, dude.
Oh shit! But before Cran was here, it would have been way harder to have a kid.
Right.
Before, I think having family around helps a lot.
For sure.
So you can be more ready. It's just maybe you're not fully ready.
Yeah.
I think we're a little bit not ready at the current moment.
Right.
This week to have a baby would be kind of bad for us. That would not be a good thing.
That would be.
Yeah. But perhaps later on in the year, you never know. It could be great. It could be a great thing for us this year.
We don't have anything planned out.
We're wide open. How do you feel is there any parental pressure? A lot of parents sometimes are like, when we're going to have babies, I know it's like really popular, like maybe moms to daughters, like, hey, I need a grandson or whatever. Like,
Right. Where are my grandkids
yeah,
at?
where are they at? Do you feel that way?
So people ask me that often, like, how do you deal with family pressure and people wanting you to have kids? I actually don't have that
At all?
at all. So she's never pressured me. I think for us, she's very like close to us here and she knows kind of like our schedules and what we do. And she wants us to, I think, have it more figured out, have a better work-life balance probably.
Yeah.
And she's probably also like, I'm a little busy right now too.
I will say, I think it kind of depends on what your parental situation was. I think Cran had it really rough. I don't know if you've ever talked about it, but Cran, single mom.
Yeah.
You guys were fucking wild.
Excuse me?
Yeah, a bunch of yous basically right now. So it's like I can see her. She's like, hey, things are going good. You guys are financially stable.
Yeah.
Live life a little bit. Maybe because that's where she's at. Like, why would you want to disturb this?
Maybe we should call her up.
I'm down to call Crando.
You want to call Cran?
Hello.
Crando, welcome back to the podcast.
Oh, hello.
Careful what you say, Cran. You're on live. We're talking about starting a family is what Katy wants to call it. I called it babies, apparently. That alarmed you.
Oh, my goodness.
We're talking
Are you
about...
trying to tell me something?
No, there's no buns in any oven right now. Cran, we're asking how you feel about, is there any pressure that you have for Katy to have a kid? Is her biological clock ticking?
Well, she's going to have to answer that. But for me, I don't. I think it's totally up to you guys. You guys have to know when it's right for you or not right for you. I'm okay with either one. It's her life. It's not my life. It's her life.
Preach.
And while I would love to have grandkids someday, I'm
you
not.
would.
If I don't, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know how I could possibly squeeze one in with all these dogs.
How many dogs do you have in your house right now?
6.
Oh my God.
They're not all mine, by the way. I think we should let that be known. So can we talk about how you didn't start having kids till you were 30?
Oh,
I was 30,
This is news
which
to
was
me.
really old back then.
I mean, that was like no shade, obviously, but that was really old back then.
It was. Even Grandma was 24 when she had me, which was super old way back then in that other century.
No way.
Yeah.
She had to let it know.
Hope Grandma's not watching.
You can say millennium too, Cran, if you really want to go there.
All right, Cran, last question for you. If we were to have a boy or a girl first, and don't hit me with the bullshit of like it just wants to be healthy, which one do you think would be better for us?
For you guys,
Yeah.
a boy.
A boy.
We'll take it. All right, well, thanks for calling, Cran. Long time caller.
Okay.
Anything you wanted to
right.
say before we let you go?
Just let me know when the big news is about to happen.
All right, don't do it on a podcast or...
No.
Okay, good to know.
Copy that. All right, guys, everybody give it up for Cran.
Woo! Thanks, Cran. Our first caller. Must be nice.
Okay, so obviously no pressure from Cran.
She kept it cute knowing she was online. I don't know if you noticed that.
Cran has been media trained. She understands a little bit, right? Right?
Yeah.
Because Cran be flying off the hook sometimes. Cran be saying some wild shit sometimes, right? So she's not really pressuring you. I'm going to just go ahead and say my mom's probably in a very similar boat.
Yeah.
I think she's, when it happens, it happens. I think
Yeah.
my mom will be excited. My mom's pretty involved in my, I have a couple of nieces and nephews. Mm-hmm. She's pretty involved in their lives. I think she goes to all their stuff. She's excited
sure.
about it. I think she would come down a lot more.
Good grandma.
One of the questions was, would you consider moving if you had a family?
Yes.
Would you?
100%.
Okay, out of our current house or to a different area?
So it has nothing to do with our house, like the actual structure.
Our house is not baby proof, that's for sure. We have a lot of concrete, sharp shit at our house.
I guess so, huh? It's
stairs.
not so much that, it's more so neighborhood. Like I like our neighborhood, but when I was growing up, we lived on like a cul-de-sac block thing and all the kids played outside like every night. I remember being outside every day.
Do kids still do that though? Or is that like
I think they do in other areas.
on apps and shit like that on the internet?
I don't know. I just
we're all in a cul-de-sac called the internet.
Oh my God. I hope, because I have really good memories of that, playing outside, like playing hockey in the street and playing like with one of those dodgeball things, hopscotch, like playing with chalk.
Yeah.
Like that sounds so archaic now. I don't know if people do that anymore.
Probably bad for the environment. Now that you think about it, right? It's probably vandalism or some shit or plastic chalk, Can't do anything anyway.
I just feel like I have such good memories of that and like going over to a neighbor's house, knocking on their door and saying, "Can so-and-so come out to play?"
Yeah.
And I've never seen activity on our street and I would like to live somewhere. I know it exists somewhere where that is more of a neighborhood, like community kind of feeling.
So I don't know if you know, I don't know if I've never talked about this on, you know it. I hope we're married.
I actually don't know.
Okay. So I was born in LA and then my parents didn't want to raise me around like all the hecticness that is LA.
Right.
So we moved to Northern California and it was like a more country
You lived on a farm.
I lived on a farm.
You lived on a farm.
I was too far away from other people, I think.
Yeah.
Like it was kind of a production for me to go hang out with people because it was like 25 minutes away from everybody else. But I appreciated like growing up outside of like just how chaotic it is here. It's stressful.
Yeah.
It's really stressful. And I think it's a lot of competition in LA. I think it's a different mind state growing up here. Even
Totally different. I can't imagine what it was like growing up in LA because you grew up in a farm.
Yeah.
I grew up in like burbs, like subdivision burb type places.
So I think that matters where you kind of grow up, kind of helps frame your mind state. I would like to live in a more burby area for sure.
So not so farm. You feel like you were kind of
too far off
the map.
Yeah.
But are you happy?
I mean, I'm doing all right now. Currently on fucking podcast. Ever heard of it? You know what I mean?
That's the first time you've ever gotten it right, I think.
I'll learn these buttons. I added some new buttons today, guys.
You got some new buttons.
It's a little different. So do you want to have multiple kids?
I feel like you don't really know because it's like a lot of people say, "Oh, I just want to have one," but then you end up having like 4.
Some people say like I need 4 kids.
Yeah.
Like some people want a dozen kids.
Yeah.
I definitely am not in that boat.
Right. I'm thinking like 2, 3 max.
2.
2.
1's cool.
You start with 1.
And then you figure it out.
And then you figure it out from there. I personally would feel like 2.
I feel like if you do it, you have to. I like them being close together.
Yeah.
You're like 2 years apart from
We're all 2 years apart. Yeah.
That's nice. I do think having them close together so they can kind of talk shit to each other and kind of raise each other. I think that's cool.
Look out for each other. It's cute.
I like that. How about boy or girl? And again, as I said to Crando,
Don't.
I don't like that bullshit.
Okay, I feel.
I want it to be healthy.
I feel. Everybody always says, "Oh my God, I can't handle a girl. Like it's too much." I don't think I was that bad growing up. Like I wasn't this crazy. I mean, then again, I don't think I was.
You're kind of tomboy-ish.
I wasn't. Yeah, I was kind of a tomboy growing up. So I don't feel like I did like a lot of like the dating until I was
dating.
But when I watched Gossip Girl,
you're like, oh, it's a lot of work.
It kind of had me feeling a different way, you know? So I think my mom says a boy would be easier for me. So probably boy.
If we have 2, I'd prefer a mixture. I would like 1 of each.
Yeah.
I think that'd be cool.
Right. That's cute.
Yeah. All right. I guess a lot of people are asking, have we been trying to have kids?
No. When I said I was going off the pill, birth control pill, it was just like, oh, so that automatically means
Baby time.
it's baby time,
Right.
which it wasn't. I said, dude, I've been like taking this pill at the same time every day for like how many years now? Like I'm over it. I don't want to take hormones anymore. I'm going to put this ball in your court.
If you really break it
figure
down,
it out.
the kind of shit that you put in your body
Yeah.
for years, it's
Yeah.
just fucking crazy.
Yeah.
You used to take it every day?
I took it every day for like 10 years.
Yeah, I don't know. That's nuts.
And the whole journey of trying to figure out which one works for you. I mean, you remember there were times when I was like, if I switched one, it was just like
everything would change. Yeah, your whole life would
I
go
was
upside down.
crazy. I would be crying all the time. It just changes everything about everything. And, you know, everybody that has gone through that experience knows exactly what I'm talking about. Like
Yeah.
it messes you up. Just that whole process was such a pain. I'm so much more stress-free, surprisingly.
Oh, this is you stress-free. Oh,
I'm
boy.
so stress-free not doing that, or like, I don't know. I just didn't like it.
So you didn't go off because we're trying to have a kid? You went off for medical reasons?
Personal reasons being that I just wanted to see like what would happen if I just didn't take any prescriptions anymore, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel great. I feel good.
Here you are.
Here I am.
Hear me roar.
Hear me roar.
What scares you the most about having kids?
Gosh, what scares me the most? I worry about like saying some things and then picking up on it when maybe like I'm joking or something, you know? Parents, they don't refer to food as bad. Like, oh, I shouldn't eat this right now because they don't want their kids to pick up on it.
Yeah.
And it's like, think of how much shit we talk to each other,
Oh, yeah.
you know, and they pick up on all that stuff. That scares me. But I would say like being on social media, what scares me is how much people try to like critique everything that you do. And I feel like that would be like really
Like what products you're using or how you make them stop crying or whatever. Like
intense.
just your
Yeah.
parenting techniques. Everybody
Yeah,
has to-
parenting techniques or just talking about that stuff online, I feel like could probably get really overwhelming very quickly. Because even obviously this is not related at all, but I get a lot of stuff like about the dogs.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You know, I feel like there's a lot of pressure to be like this perfect parent. And I don't think there is one, you know?
Yeah. I'm kind of fearful of the lifestyle shift. Full disclosure.
Yeah, we can pick up and go. Is that what you're saying?
We're very fluid.
We're fluid.
We can go do whatever. I mean, for the most part,
Yeah.
we've built a lifestyle where we can go do whatever we need to do. Like if we need to go handle some shit, it's just possible. We have a lot of independence right now.
Right.
We've worked really hard to get it too. We've sacrificed a lot of personal life to have like independence, which I think is cool. I think that will change with the kid. And it's like, you know, maybe it's a little selfish to say like, hey, I like my me time. I like being able, I want to go on a boys weekend, but I still think you can do both. You know, I think it's possible to have all of it. It's just a lot of work. I also feel like I'm stretched so fucking thin right now. Like this is the first time I've sat down all day.
Yeah.
I actually said, let's film the podcast just so I could sit down.
Right.
You know, like it's like 5:30 and this is the first time we really
Yeah.
just like sat down for a second.
Yeah.
I really want to be there for my kid.
Right.
I don't want to be like an absent father that's working all the time. That's
Right.
something I'm conscious of too.
Yeah, for sure.
I want them to be with me all the time.
Do you feel like, because some people talk about like, oh, I won't be able to pick up and go. A lot of people just don't want to anymore
What do you mean?
after they have kids. Like they want to be with their kids at home. They don't necessarily want to like leave.
I'm sure you get to that point for sure. I think
Yeah.
that's cool, but it's just a totally different shift in the way you do shit.
Very, yeah, for sure.
You know, while I'm stressed the fuck out, I currently like the way I do shit. You know, it's kind of fun. Not gonna lie. Must be nice. It's
Must
great.
be nice.
That's what scares me the most though.
Yeah.
It's just like the complete 180. And I
yeah.
feel like I really enjoy this current lifestyle.
Okay.
But at the same time, because we're so flexible with our schedule, I think we are actually able to raise a kid better.
Right.
You know, we can make specific accommodations to schedule because we
Yeah.
have a little bit more independence. So there's good and bad there.
Yeah.
Do you have any names picked out?
I don't.
You don't have anything?
I
you like?
don't. I'm not like Monica from Friends.
They had names?
She had like a name
Yeah.
figured out. You know, like her whole life. Like this is gonna be the name of my child. I feel like I'm probably the kind of person that's like I need to meet you first.
Yeah.
You know?
It might not have a name for a couple weeks.
Can they leave the hospital without a name?
I think you give it a general name like John Doe.
And is that why your name's John? Yeah. Your mom never was like
My parents didn't go back to change it.
you just got stuck with
I was
John.
like, yeah, fuck it.
Founding father John.
We didn't have a name for Mike for like 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
We were calling her all kinds of things.
One question I get asked all the time is why the hell did you name your dog Mike?
Isn't it great?
Like, can you imagine though if you name your child
Oh,
and people
yeah.
are like, why the hell that name is so ugly?
That's got to hurt.
Well,
dogs is different because it's like you kind of intend for it to be kind of stupid, like we did.
Like a little silly.
Turbo,
A Turbo's cute though.
but it's not intended to be like that's
a human name.
Yeah, it's supposed to be funny, you know. I don't know
Yeah.
if you name your kids after funny shit.
Right, but I mean, people still do that, is what I'm saying, and that's the idea of having kids on social media does kind of freak me out a little bit.
Yeah,
It's a lot. Like, think about when a celebrity names their kid and it like is trending on Twitter, and everybody's just like, "Oh my god, why did you name your kid that?" You know?
do you think you'd have one of those like kind of trendy celebrity names, or are you gonna keep it kind of tradish?
I don't see myself going tradish, to be totally honest with you.
Okay,
I don't know if you're on the same page as me.
you're not gonna have like a Beth.
I don't think I'm gonna have a Beth.
No.
No shade to Beth. Who just named their kid something really cool? I think it was like Radix. Who was it? I think it was like Cameron Diaz.
I don't know. I don't follow Cameron.
And I saw it on Twitter. You don't go on Twitter because
follow
you're
Twitter.
ancient.
Who's Twitter?
You can't handle that. But their child's name is Radix. And she was like, "Isn't that rad?" And I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's cute."
Yeah, that's cute.
That's cute, right?
It's cute. I don't know if I would use it, but it's cute
I mean, not that specific one, but I think it's a cute name.
for sure.
And I feel like kids of that generation,
That fits with the current generation.
it's
for
going to
sure.
fit. That's probably going to be like a John. Like,
Yeah.
no shade to your name.
Right.
Is this your way of having the conversation with me? Of doing this via podcast?
Hey, I think it's healthy to have the conversation, you know?
Yeah.
It's fucking not healthy to just either have a baby one day and not talk about it.
Right.
Or to never have a kid and be like, what the fuck happened? We're 50. You know, I think it's good to talk about it.
Right.
So when we started dating, I was not interested in kids. I was even more like, I want to work. I love life.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to have kids when I started, you know?
I don't remember that.
I did never said verbally to you, I was trying to lure you in. You know, I never
Okay.
had that conversation with
Okay.
you specifically, but I wasn't like, kids were like way down the line
Yeah.
for me. It wasn't necessarily like a hard no.
It wasn't a hard. It was just so not in your path that you weren't even.
I
It
had
wasn't
s-
even on the map.
I had so many other things I wanted to do before
It wasn't on
that.
the map.
Maybe
I don't remember where I was.
I think you were in the same boat.
I think it was kind of like, I know I will one day, but it's so far away that like,
You had some time. So people were asking us, at what point did that switch to where you're thinking it's okay?
maybe it was like after we were married and like this. Okay, it's like you can think about it now.
Can I tell you what mine is?
Yeah.
So I've said it before in a video. It's our friend Vanessa's kid, JT.
So this is like within the last 2 years.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
This is fairly recent.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. So when I see kids with their dads at parks, I'm like, oh, that's cute. Like, that's cool. Like, there was a time we were in Santa Monica at the park, and I saw like a dad teaching his kid the jungle gym shit. I was like, oh, this is fucking cute. That would be fun. You know, like the idea of teaching someone things that I like, and I think it's cool. That was the first time I guess I got a taste of it. So maybe 4 years ago, something like that, where I was like, okay, this is semi-interesting. I'm used to dealing the way I dealt with. I didn't have a lot of kids growing up around me, so the only time I saw them was like on airplanes. That was like the time that I saw kids because I traveled a lot. None of my friends had kids, so it was like I just saw screaming babies. I was like, oh, that's what they all must be like. I don't want to have any of that. So and then I realized, okay, it's really just the kids, a representation of the parent. You know, like they are just like a smaller version of the parent.
I mean, they all do scream from time to time.
Yeah, but in general, there's beyond screaming. They're actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think that, yeah, for me, it was 2 years ago. I think I realized that. For me, it was right around that time with JT. I just connected with him. I don't know what it is, but that's when I started saying, okay, now I like kids.
You're like really down to go to his birthday parties too.
I want to go to his birthday party. I like him. But pre that, I was like, I don't know what to talk to you about with these kids. It was just like a mental block. I mean, I'm being honest here. It's fucking keeping it true. Keeping it fucking true.
I always felt like after we got married, I think maybe that's when my brain shifted and was like, I felt like we would have a family one day together. But maybe we never actually had that like really like deep sit down. It wasn't like we were mapping it out.
This is the longest we've ever talked about
This is the longest we've ever talked about it, and I think people will probably be surprised to hear that.
Yeah.
But I think it's just kind of been like not on our radar within the next year ever.
Do you want to know the sex of the baby before? Are you interested in knowing? I want to know the sex of the kid.
I feel like I would probably want to know.
I don't understand the appeal of keeping it all a mystery. It's already like a lot.
Yeah.
What's going to be a mystery is how we're going to handle this fucking shit. Are you going to be one of the people that dresses their kid up and like in some like fly shit? I kind of want my kid to always be fly. But fly can mean a lot of things. It doesn't mean expensive.
Okay, because I don't foresee myself buying like designer.
Never. I'll buy the faux designer.
I'm wearing
shit.
Pretty Little Thing. You're wearing Pretty Little Thing, okay?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, yeah, for sure. But I still want them to look kind of dipped.
Right.
Yeah, like super buttery.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I don't want my kid out there looking like how I look, like kind of raggedy. You know?
In the uniform?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any traditions that maybe your parents had that you would teach your kids?
One thing that I did with my mom every Sunday, which this is like ancient now. People don't get the paper anymore, right?
What is that?
What is a newspaper? On Sunday, I used to have all the ads with
Yeah.
all the sales, you know?
It was lit.
Mervs,
Yeah.
Target.
None of those stores even are existing anymore. Thank you,
I know,
Amazon,
no
Jeff
more,
Bezos.
No more Mervs,
Yeah.
dude. No more Mervs. I
Vince.
mean, there's Kohl's though. But I would like sit in her room Sunday mornings and like go through the ads with her and be like, Mom, look what's on sale. So that was something fun. It was cute. What about you?
I remember my dad would take me into work often. Mm-hmm. Just chill, watch him work. I think it was kind of a babysitting away for him, but it was
Yeah.
also like, damn, I got to see like how shit was moving.
Yeah.
You know, he was very good at numbers. I was like, oh, it must be important to know numbers.
Were you working?
I was just kind of seeing like, okay, this is the vibe. You know,
Yeah.
like this is kind of how you, I feel like that kind of helps. I would like to have them be a part of our daily lives and
Yeah.
not like a side thing.
Yeah.
Public school, private school. Talk to me.
I mean, I went to public school, so. Did you go to private?
Place-
You went to private school, didn't you?
There's nothing wrong with private school. Okay, so where I grew up, there was a very small elementary school. It was public. There was only like 16 people that went there.
Shut up.
Yeah, it was small.
You're
I went
lying.
well, 16 people per class, whatever. Like it was small where I did like first through sixth.
Flex.
And then I went to more private religious schools for like seventh, eighth, and then high school. Yeah, I did.
Flex. You were a gossip girl, basically.
Yep, I was.
You were a gossip girl in the farm country.
Okay, so I'm private school, you're public school.
Yeah.
I feel like we're fucking.
I don't even know if there were any private schools where I lived.
I feel like we're pretty. Yeah, there was.
There was?
Period, dude. Yeah. There was.
Jesuit?
Yeah, dude.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's the only one I knew of.
Do you have like a preference? Does it matter? Some people are also homeschooled, right? There's
Yeah.
different ways of. That's another thing. Like how you want to school the kid.
You're going to school.
Period. And you're gonna like
Yeah,
it.
you're going to like it.
Okay, last question. Saving the best for last.
Okay.
What is our baby car gonna be? Are we gonna be van people? Are we gonna be SUV people? What's the ideal baby car?
I know you want a minivan.
Chrysler,
Town and Country.
Period.
Well, you had that as a rental one time, right?
I've had it
you were
several
And
times.
you are like so in love with that car.
They're badass.
Yeah.
Okay, and then there's also like an S, like a sport version of it. I think.
Yeah.
I saw it at the LA Auto Show and it was fucking sick. Dude. It was sick.
But would you actually drive one though?
Absolutely. They're
Yeah.
sick, dude. They're hella nice. I don't know what they are retail value. Like
Yeah.
I don't know what their cross competitors are.
Right.
But they're very practical. Are you gonna start looking at crash test ratings and stuff like that?
Do people do that?
Yeah,
Like for real? They look at that?
I think so. I kind of think that they shouldn't sell a car that's not safe. That's where I'm at. Like it's
Right.
2020 now.
Yeah.
Are we selling cars that can't crash?
Yeah.
What the fuck? So that's it for today's podcast, Starting a Family with Katy. I feel like it's healthy to have this conversation. Hopefully you guys liked it. Hopefully, again, this is our situation. It doesn't have to apply to them.
Of course.
It's just where we're at with kids physically in our lives.
Changes every day.
It does.
What a polarizing topic to talk about, huh?
Yeah, I think I'll take a sip of water, dude. I need a fucking break, but hold on. Hold on one sec. Oh.
This is like an ad for
Cologuard.
prescription medication. Luminesta.
Oh, now you want to do one? You want to do one? Come on. You didn't do one in the last video. Can you do one for me now?
Luminesta.
You do that one.
John!
Come on. Come on, dude.
I can't do
You
it.
have to. Dude.
I honestly, I can't do it without laughing. Like I can't physically do it.
You have to commit.
I can't. I'll
Yeah.
do it when I'm ready. I'll do it on my time. I'll literally do it on my
Having trouble pooping? Try Cologuard. We'll send a box to your house. Right? All right, you want to try one more?
No.
Come on.
No.
Do you have any long lost relatives and you want to try out Ancestry.com? We'll send you the practice.
I like your other voice better.
So it's different.
Your mattress.
You have to go with what the beats tell
Yeah.
you. You know, this
Yeah.
is a different beat right here. Look. What's this one? What is that? That one to me is like tonight on Fox. Right? You gotta like
John.
you gotta vibe it out, you know?
John.
If you ever want to get down on the pads,
Yeah.
just say the word.
Okay.
Drop a comment down below what you guys want to hear next.
Yeah. Maybe something a little bit lighter.
Light or serious.
Yeah.
We'll fucking talk about it.
Yeah.
Love you to death, dude.
Love you too.
Must be nice. That's a wrap.